We are starting the percent proportion. Percent proportions are proportions, so you have two ratios that are equal to each other, and they can help you find percent or a part or a total of a number. And this formula right here, is over of equals percent over 100, works 100% of the time. There are some shortcuts that we will look at, but they only work in certain cases. So what we're going to be doing is looking at this first example and filling in the puzzle pieces. If you notice, the 100 is always going to be there. And the value that's going to be above the 100 is always going to be the percent. So here we have 60% of 30 is what number? So if you remember, you're going to always have the percent is always going to go above the 100, 60%. So now we have to fill in the rest of the puzzle. So we have is what number, and we have of 30. So taking a look at of 30. So you'll notice you have of 30 and then of here. So your 30 is going to go there. Is what number is your x? We don't know. So we have x divided by 30 is the same as 60 over 100. So now we have to figure out what x is. So looking at our common fractions like we did before, we have 130. I'm just going to go ahead and put the 30 here and the 100 here. And our denominators are the same, so we have 100x equals 60 times 30. Or 100x equals 1800. And if you divide, I'm going to finish this up here, both sides by 100, you have x is 18. Now some of you may have noticed that we could have simplified 6/10 and gotten 3/5. So let's look at this. If we have x over 30 equals, simplify there, and then you get 3/5, we have a new common denominator. So our common denominator is 30, and over here we need a 6 to get you to that 30. And look at that, x equals 18. So that's a shortcut if you notice it, but if not, still works out the same way. Let's go to the next screen and the next problem. So here we have 20% of what number is 60. So in this case, remembering we have is over of equals percent over 100. We always take that percent and put it over 100. So now we have of what number and is 60. Of what number, we don't know what that is, so the x goes on the bottom. Is 60, we'll put that on the top. Now let's go ahead and take a look at these shortcuts. 20 and 100 drops down to 2/10 or 1/5. It's not erasing. So we have 60 over x. So now what can we do? We have 5 over 5, x over x. What? Okay, so just taking a look again at the top, 5 times 60, so 300 equals x. So 20% of 300 is 60. Let's take a look at the last. 16 is what percent of 48? So now we are looking for the percent. 16 is, goes on top, of 48 goes on the bottom. So a couple things we can do. Let's take a look at 16 over 48. We can simplify that to 1/3 equals x over 100. 3 over 3, 100 over 100, 100 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. 33.3 repeating is x, so you can even say 33 1/3%. If you don't notice that you can simplify, you can simply just multiply and you will get 1600 equals 16x. Oops, I multiplied something wrong. Oops, this should be 48. Sorry about that, 4800. There you go. So take down some notes. Hopefully you got these practice problems down. You didn't make the mistake I just made. And we will do some more practice in class.